I just want to welcome everyone wherever you are in the world. Thank you for coming to our Synergy Homeopathic monthly training. We're happy to have you. And so Maggie's here. You heard Maggie's voice as usual to help with fielding the questions. And I'm hoping that there will be a lot of questions today because I don't have anything planned. I really want this to be a very open forum today where any issue at all that you've run into with the program, any functionality that you're not understanding, please put it in the chat or the Q&A so that Maggie can ask me to cover that for you, because I want you to come out of this training understanding SHS much better. So Maggie, any questions to get us started?
Yes, we have our first question from Donna, and she's saying, can you do a quick review of how to retrieve a saved case, as I am having difficulty with this?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let me move the Zoom bars down. All right, here we are. I actually just put this version of SHS on my computer right before this training. And so when I go into patient management, I don't have any patients. So I'm going to upload some right now. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to hit upload, and my patients are in the documents in this backup folder. This is good enough to start with. I'm going to hit and get all these in.
You're actually restoring cases from a backup that you took previously, Lucy.
I am restoring, yes. And sometimes it works to hold the shift key down, but it's not working. I think that might be in the newer version. Okay, so you know what? I'm just going to grab one of these so that we can play around with it. Okay, there's that. So what I did was I had backed up this series of cases, and they were sitting in my documents folder, which is where I told my backups to go. I picked the place. And so now I've restored this, because what happened was I put a different version of SHS on this morning. And so this is good for you to know that when you completely take SHS off your computer and take it back to a different version, you do have to back up your cases, and then you can restore them. So we have this test person case, which I'm going to open. This is how you would retrieve a saved case. You just come here to view patients. This is the screen that you get, and I'm going to click here and I'm going to hit open. And whenever you do that, the program automatically rolls you down to the consultation lines. If you needed to change something up above, you could certainly scroll back up and do that, make an addition up here. But the program automatically scrolls you to the meat of the chart, which is where all the clipboards reside. And so let's open the clipboard dated May 8th. I'm going to click here, and you can see that they reappear right here on the left side. This is for the May 8th session. You can go to any of your sessions. Let's click on May 3rd. And you can see on May 3rd, I had a whole lot more clipboards saved on that date. So all of those appeared. And let's see what I had saved for March 10th. You just click on it, one clipboard that date. So, depending on where you saved your clipboards, which date they fall under, that's how you retrieve a clipboard and a chart. Did I answer your question?
Donna is just saying, could you just do that again in terms of how to get to the repertorizations? So maybe close the
Open a clipboard. Yeah. So the clipboards reappear on the left, and you just have to click on it to open it again. It's as if it's like a new clipboard. This is where the clipboards over here on the left, under all the icons for the various modules, this is where your clipboards reappear. It's where new clipboards appear. You're always going to find clipboards here. And so when you've opened a chart, they reappear here, and then you just click on one to open it. And I opened this so you can see that it's surrounded by the aqua circle. So it's an active clipboard now. I could actually put new rubrics on it and update that clipboard within the chart now, because it's active now. So I hope that answered your question.
Lucy, Donna is saying that when she retrieves a case, the clipboard does not appear. Perhaps, perhaps the clipboard has not been saved. Could you start maybe with a clipboard and save it to a patient and then retrieve it?
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's, we can stick with this chart. I'm going to start a new clipboard. I'm just going to open repertory module, go into the mind chapter, and I'm just selecting, you know, various, I just want, whoops, now that went on my, that, see, it actually went on my clipboard that's saved. But I'm going to open a new clipboard and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to drag it to the icon that's above the clipboards. That will allow me to open a new clipboard. Okay. So just that's a little aside. So, you know, I'm throwing rubrics on the clipboard here, the new one. Okay. We have a new clipboard now, and I want to save it to this. Should I save it to a new chart, Maggie, or could I put it in this old chart?
I think to a new chart.
Okay, we'll make a new chart. So I'm going to come over here to patient management, or I could come up here, create a new patient. So let's do that, create a new patient. And you can see that there are no consultations saved yet. It's sitting there waiting for one. And I'm going to hit save. This save button does the very same thing. So you can save up here, or you can save down here on the bottom right, it within the chart. So I'll do this. I'll hit save.
It wants you to fill in your patient data.
Oh, yes, it does. Thank you, Maggie. So with a new chart, you can't just save to an empty chart. You have to give it a name. And so I'm going to scroll back up. I could also have clicked on personal data and it scrolls up for me. And I'm going to give the first name. Let's do test 2. Okay, it's the test 2 chart. And skipping the middle name, and I'll just do like that. All right, so now it's going to let me save. So I'm going to hit save. You always get this. Now, when I created this new chart, you see that I only have one clipboard. That's because that other clipboard went back to the test person behind. You see that tab behind the test person tab. That's where that other clipboard was saved. So you're not seeing it now because it's tucked into that chart. But we're on this chart, this new one, and I've got the one clipboard that's brand new with the 3 rubrics on it. I'm going to hit save. And what you want to see that little sign at the bottom, patient saved successfully. It was in blue. And what you see now is the consultation line. It's here, and it's the date is always in European time. So this would be November 1st. And this is the time for today. All right, so this clipboard with 3 rubrics is saved into test chart number 2. And by the way, I'm going to pop back over to test person, and you see there is that clipboard again that we had before, and I had added the 1 rubric to it in error. I can either keep that rubric, but if I want to keep that rubric on that old clipboard in this chart, I would have to update. That's the only way that it would stay, that extra rubric would stay on there. But it was a mistake for me to put it on there, so I'm not going to do it. I hope I'm not confusing people. So just ask questions. We can cover patient management for the whole hour if people have questions about it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out both of these charts. I'm just going to X out here. All the clipboards are gone. Now I'm going to go find them. We're going to go to patient management, view our patients, and you can see I've got the 2 now. And now I'm going to open that new chart that has that 1 clipboard with the 3 rubrics. And you see, it's the consultation line's not open yet. You don't see it over here highlighted on the left side. You have to select it. And so I click anywhere on this line to select it. And now it opens. And there's the clipboard back again. Donna, did that help you at all? I hope that that's going to make saving easier for you.
We
What do you
don't have
think?
any questions open at the moment, Lucy.
What?
We don't have any other questions open at the
Okay. Let me go ahead and show you about the updating. Okay, so I'm actually going to close this and I want to go back to that other chart because I want to show you something. We're going to go back to the test person, not the second one, but the first one. Okay. Now, you'll see I'm going to open this. And again, that extra rubric did not get saved because I didn't update. Let's say that we want to go to this last line, the latest one, I should say, the one from May 8th. And I want to open a clipboard and I want to add some rubrics. I've had a follow-up today and, and I'm just wanting to add some things. And so let's say that a person has a cough and, you can certainly start a new clipboard. In fact, you would probably want to, but let's just say that a lot of the same things were going on that are current on that clipboard. And I just am wanting to go to the cough chapter, which I can find here. Okay, cough. And let's say it's a painful cough. So I typed PAI on the keyboard to jump to the pain rubric. And let's say that, okay, that I don't want either of those small ones. So I'm going to go backwards away from the breadcrumb string out of the subrubrics and just come to painful then. So I'm going to hit painful and it's going to go on that old clipboard. Now, in order for this new rubric to stay on that clipboard, I need to come back to patient management and I need to update. But since it's a new day and it's, November and this was May, and it's a follow-up, we're pretending it's a follow-up. I want to hit save as new because that's going to create a new line with today's date that reflects this follow-up. And so that's when I would hit save as new. And let's say that, I want to carry both of them forward. You can do that by selecting both of these. Maybe I just want to carry forward that clipboard that I edited. And so therefore I'm going to untick clipboard number 2 and clipboard number 1 is the one that contains the new rubric, is the edited clipboard. So that's the one I want for my new session line. So I'm going to hit save. And now you can see November 1st, a new line was created for today's date. And it only has this clipboard in it because that's all I asked the program to save to that line. If I wanted to get back to the 2 clipboards from before, I could certainly click on that previous session and get to both of those as well. So it's good to remember that the save as new is you use that when you want to create a new session line like we just did. But if you're working on a case and you've saved it a few times, but you've made some changes on that same session, same date, that's when you want to hit update. Make sure you hit update whenever you make a change in the chart before you close it. And that way all your changes will be saved.
Donna says, thank you, Lucy. That was helpful.
Okay, good. I'm glad, Donna. Good, good. And what other questions did people come with today?
Don't have any at the moment.
Just anything at all. This monthly training is for you, really. I'll close this. I'm going to adjust my windows here just a little bit. I'll give you a little tutorial on adjusting windows. So right now I've got this chapter window and it's kind of small and it's over here on the left, but I want to move it. I'm going to move it over here. And I'm going to stretch out the window like that. And now I can see things better. The thing is, this is how I like it. You can adjust your windows however you want to. This is actually how I like my window, and it will stay here. The next time I come to the chapter within repertory module, my window will look like this. I like it like this because then on the left side, I can open the book and I can choose my chapter on the left side as well. Sometimes I prefer that because, you know, you have to hunt for the picture. I don't always know exactly where the picture is sometimes. And over here, I kind of have a good idea about the order of, you know, the chapters. It's in the same order as the Kent and all those other chapter repertories. So,
Lucy, before we leave the patient chart piece,
yes.
Frederick is asking about adding photos to the patient's chart.
Mhm. Oh, yes, you can. And so you would just open a patient. Let's go to this new chart I opened. And again, it rolls down, but I can pop up, you know, by going to personal data or new session. It rolls, rolls, rolls. But you want to get to the part in the chart that shows attachments. And so you can just drag or drop, or you can browse by clicking on the arrow with the cloud. And I'm in my patient backups chart. You can go somewhere else if you want. I don't know what I would, here's a photo that maybe I could put in there. I'll just put that in there. And you can see, there it is right there. And it saves to wherever you, if you go to user preferences, patient management settings, set path for patient attachment files. This is what this is all about. And I've got it set to go to my documents. And so that's where it landed. To retrieve it, you see you can throw it away if you don't want it anymore, or you can click on this folder here. No, you have to go to the place that it's saved. That's actually an improvement, Maggie. I noticed on Viva that you can click that folder and it opens for you. But you have to go to where you know you saved these documents. And I know it's in here somewhere. I have to just find it. Just print. I've got a lot going on with my savings, so I just give me a second here. Let me just,
You haven't actually saved it, Lucy. Is that the issue?
I don't know. Let me hit save and see what happens.
Frederick is asking, is it possible to see the photos inside the program?
It isn't.
No.
There it is. Okay. Phew. All right. Here it is, right here. Lucy's Designs. I knew I'd find it. I have so many folders there, though. It was kind of confusing to find it, but there it is. It did save right there. Okay. Any other questions on patient management?
Kat is saying, so anytime you have one person open and suddenly you have another idea for a different patient, where do you go to keep both patient charts open at the same time?
You can open more than one chart. So you just come here and you would, you know, tick both of these. So right now I've got chart 2 open, so I'm going to open the other one. Okay, and so now you see I've got this one and I can go back and forth between them.
She's also asking, can she change the system date to the American way?
No, unfortunately. I've had several people this side of the pond ask me that, and it's just not at this point in time. It's something that we've talked about with development.
Okay. Okay. William is asking, how can I put in one patient 3 clipboards together? I like to take all the rubrics in order to filter on an issue. So for one particular patient, he has 3 separate clipboards, and how do you put all those 3 clipboards together?
I will show you. That's a good question. And I'm in the right chart to do it because I think I have multiple clipboards here. All right, so let's, and you can see down here, this clipboard at the bottom, it says, it doesn't have a number, it has an M. I have merged clipboards 1 and 2, and that's what this is. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna delete this one and I'll show you how I did that. Okay, so I have these clipboards and this icon above the clipboards, you can come here and right click to get the options, or you can also double click. Either way gives you this pop-up menu. I call this the clipboard navigator, like the manager kind of the clipboards. And so let's say I want to see the GI symptoms and the mentals together. I've named my clipboards. I can see what I've named them. Except for number 3. It doesn't look like I named number 3, but let's say I want to see these 2. I could pick all 4 of these if I wanted to. You can pick however many you want to merge. You don't have to just have 2. So I've picked these top 2 and I'm going to hit merge. Okay, so that's how I created this. And now you can see I have both mental symptoms as well as GI symptoms on my merged clipboard. So just remember, this icon here is very handy when you're wanting to delete clipboards, merge them, or yeah.
Can you show how to rename a clipboard, Lucy?
Sure. I noticed that clipboard number 3 here does not have a name. And let's see what's on it. Eyes, extremities. Okay. Let's call it physicals. So I'm just going to right click on a Mac. That's a control click. I actually have my Mac set up where I've got a mouse, so I just right clicked the way a Windows person would. And so I'm going to rename the clipboard and I'm going to name it physicals. And of course, GI symptoms are physicals too. So then you can come here and you can double click to get this again, and you can combine your GI symptoms with your other physical symptoms and merge that one. And then you have another merged clipboard and you get this scroll bar. You know, the more clipboards you have lined up there, you'll get a scroll bar if there are a lot of them. But you can see here, now we have the GI symptoms as well as those other 3 rubrics that were on what we call the physicals clipboard now. And you can see it's called that at the top, merge GI symptoms and physicals. If there are no other questions, we can end early, but I'm happy to answer more questions if any come in.
What date and what's the name of the next version of the latest? Sorry, what date and what's the name of the latest version? So what version should people be running right now?
1.5, if you go to help about, you'll be able to see what version you have. So you just come here, help about, and you'll see that I'm on a very older version. And I apologize. There have been a few issues but it's a quick fix. We get you into tech support and it's a quick fix. We just released 1.4 maybe a month ago, and 1.5 was a little bumpier to achieve, but it is a quick fix. So if you don't have version 1.5, then you should be getting this pop up. Let me reload and I'll show you. You should be getting this pop up, and you back up your cases before you update. But then once you've done that, you can follow the prompts. You click on update now and go through those prompts to do that, to get to 1.5. And if you run into any issues, tech support will be happy to help.
If you put vital quest. Joanne is saying, if you put Vital Quest, I think what she's saying is if you put Vital Quest, do you also get Sankran's books? Vital Quest just works off your library, doesn't it?
It works off your library. Oftentimes people who want Vital Quest already have, the Sankran books, whether it's from a visionary library or a professional library. Both of those libraries come with some of those, the visionary version more than the professional. But you also get with Vital Quest, you always get the sensation repertory. So, yeah. You would see that you also have quite a lot in reference library that comes up. You search for it by clicking VQ, and it gives you a lot of some more details like this kind of stuff under the reference library.
So Vital Quest doesn't actually come with books per se. It works off the library that you already have.
Correct. Although, like I said, in reference library, if you have Vital Quest, in reference library, you'll have quite a lot of materials. It comes with Vital Quest materials. And you get the sensation repertory, which here, right here, because I have Vital Quest, you see, I get this repertory. Anyone who buys Vital Quest gets this.
Okay. Frederick is asking if you have a long list of symptoms on your clipboard, how to print all of them and not only those that you see on the screen.
You can just, take the top part, then scroll down, take the bottom part and put it together. It's not a perfect system, but if you do have a lot, you can of course maximize your graph as much as you can, use these toggle arrows. So I'm going to toggle away, and that's, and I can see all of mine. But if you have a lot, then you would take the top part, and then you would have a scroll bar if you had more going down, and then you would just scroll down and take some more pictures.
Zoom out to maximize your view as well, Lucy, yeah?
And do what?
Zoom out.
So, yes, you can also do that. Thank you, Maggie. You can come here and zoom out, and that gives you see that, and then you can just make this bigger again, like this, you see? So I zoomed out, and now I have a lot more room to see a lot more rubrics. And the print's kind of small when you do that, but if you're looking to get a lot of rubrics on an image, it's a good thing to do. If you want to see, again, if you want to see more of you can toggle, you can also adjust this line if you want to see more of the rubric information and the graph. So you just click, hold, and drag. Once you see the two arrows going in two directions, that's when you know you can click, hold, and drag and move that line. Give yourself more rubric information. Because the way I had it, it was kind of squished and I wasn't able to see all the rubrics. But now I can see them.
Thanks, Lucy. Kat is saying that she loves cutting and pasting from the reference library into a patient charts notes, but there was a bug in the formatting in the past, and she's just wondering if that has been addressed yet.
I know that I have, but I have, a lot depends on the author's permissions. So depending on which author you're trying to copy from, if it's an old pioneer, you can copy more than you could copy from, say, Vermeulen, who really doesn't let you copy much of anything. So it all depends on author permissions, and you should be able to copy at least 500 words at a time for many of the authors, and then paste it into the chart on 1.5. You should be able to do that on 1.5.
Okay. And Kat is also asking, if we get stuck on an issue, can we look up specifics on the YouTube channel, and where do you find that, and how do you find videos on specific topics?
Yeah, let me show you YouTube. I actually pulled it up for the training. So here we are. I'm on the playlists. See, here's our channel. And I've clicked on playlists. That's really where you would want to go. You can see an Italian playlist, a German playlist. Those probably won't interest you. A book information. So if you wanted to go watch the video we have on the New World Vet Rep, or the Q Rep, or the TBR2, you would go here. But these two on the next line down are the most current videos, I would say. This one gives you the full playlist of 1.3 and 1.4, and I need to include 1.5 on that now. This has all our monthly trainings, and so let's go there for a minute. And it has monthly trainings and more stuff, but let's go to one of the monthly trainings. So let's go to one of the real current ones. So this one here in September, you just would click on it and it would give you a small description of what that training was about. So hold on, this time is your time. Hold on. Okay, there. So you can see I described in this September training, I showed what the enhancements were that came into 1.4. It was all about that. And so you can just look at the little description. Now, if you don't have time to watch an hour-long video, let's go back. And you can also, let's go back again. You can also go into my short videos playlist, which I try to add to it, once a month or more. And again, when we come out with our next version of the new SHS, this is going to be obsolete, and I'm really going to have to start building a new playlist. But you can come in here and let me X out of that, and you can just search the topics. And so something about backing up and restore. And each one of these videos is, mostly under 5 minutes. We have a couple that go a little bit over, but they're never over 10 minutes. And so you can just kind of scroll through here and see, see if the topic is, if it's something that you're looking for. Hey, and if it's not, if you don't see it, I love suggestions. I've had people write to me about questions, and it gives me ideas for new short videos. So you can always write to me, at lucy@synergyhomeopathic.com right here. And if you have an idea for another short video, I'm always happy to get those suggestions. Does that help? I hope.
Mm-hmm. Can you repeat how to find the topics? Joanna's saying, could you just show that again? How to get into the topic list?
Oh, okay. So let me go back. And what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to go to just go to YouTube. So here we are. This is what you'll get when you click on the big logo, when you're searching for Synergy Homeopathic. This is the page you come to. You want to go to playlists. Okay. Playlists. And that's going to, and right now, these two on the second row are really the most important ones. Click here to find our monthly trainings on the view full playlist for 1.3 and 1.4 and 1.5. And here's the short videos, which are all of them are under 10 minutes. Most of them are under 5 minutes. And so you would just click view full playlist, review the topics. If you click here on this here for the SHS 1.3 and 1.4, you can see that, the title of it is like a monthly training, and you can click on it to kind of read the blurb about what actually is happening in that monthly training. So did that get your question answered, hopefully, Donna? It's just good to come to the playlists. I mean, if you're on the home page, which is where you come into, you can see it gives the last 2 trainings, right? Which are also on the playlists. And then you've got your playlist here and your playlist here. So you don't have to go to the playlist. You could just come to our channel. Along the top are the videos that we've most recently put up. Rupali did last month's training, and I did this one in September. And the playlists are, below that. So we have a Vital Quest section too.
Thanks for that, Lucy. William is asking, he's saying, how do I filter on Superclass? Do I need to have Vital Quest for that?
Not necessarily. So let's get back over here. I'm actually gonna reload so I'm gonna reset my Zoom because it's awfully small. There we go. And so you can come in, now we have rudimentary superclass information. Actually, do I have it in 1.3.2? I do. So here under the Kingdom Graph module, I have some active clipboards that I could filter with. And so if I go to superclasses, you get this, and the darker the blue, the more, like for instance, superclass 5 and superclass 3, those are the most represented superclasses on that particular active clipboard. And the other ones have some representation. If it was a white square, a white rectangle, that particular superclass would not be represented on that clipboard. So, you just click into it. It takes you further, you kind of drill down. And once you get to the last click, you get to a clipboard like that. And you could do the same for subclass. You saw here, we've got the subclasses. But again, I am on 1.3.2 and a lot has been done. I'd say more for the new one coming out. I think 1.5 is about where this is. Pretty sure, yeah. But this is rudimentary. And when we come out with our next version, the new version, the superclass and subclass information in Kingdom Graph will be expanded. So keep that in mind. Any other questions?
No, that's it now, Lucy.
All right, well, I am going to then say we'll call it a day. I appreciate everyone coming. Happy Diwali if anyone celebrates that. Our next training will be on December 6th, that first Friday in December. So I appreciate everyone coming. Have a great weekend. Happy November, happy Diwali, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.